Without its connection to the sea, the second largest city in Israel would never have come into existence. Tel Aviv was once the literal safe harbor for Jews from the diaspora. Today, the flood of voluntary immigrants is far from slowing down. In Israel, people say, Jerusalem prays, Haifa works, and Tel Aviv dances. Lifestyle, creativity, and individualism are the city's calling cards. In Tel Aviv, some are living in a bubble, whilst others are sitting on a powder keg. Great efforts are put into protecting the city. Around the clock, patrol boats guard the coast from intruders. Almost everyone must join the military in Israel, whether they're religious or atheist, Jewish, Palestinian, or immigrants. Sergeant Tal is not worried about Tel Aviv's future. The city is always growing, independently of the countries around it. Lebanon and Syria in the north, Jordan, Egypt, and the Gaza Strip in the south. And it will always stay this alive, no matter what the problems around it are. Early in the morning, at one of Tel Aviv's many beaches, Sharon Knafo and his friend Smir are performing their ritual ablutions. Sharon's body is covered in scars. In 2002 in Jerusalem, he was standing next to a suicide bomber when the device was detonated. Over 100 nails pierced his skin. He only just survived. This attack showed me something about life that I'd never thought about before. It's not important to achieve something in your life. Life itself is important. Being. That was the most important thing for me in that moment. Just to leave the hospital and live. Sharon became a disciple of Rabbi Nachman's, an Orthodox Jew from the 19th century. Nachman taught his followers to escape the everyday with prayer and to find happiness in escape from the world. Sharon holds no ill will towards the suicide bomber. All that suffering and terror, ultimately the attackers only make us value our lives and our country even more. Instead of running away, we return with our roots even stronger, with Israel. Sharon and his friends can be hired for Jewish family celebrations or national holidays. Their old van is known throughout the city. That's our home. We need this car just like you need a house. I can't go without it. It keeps me alive. When I drive it, I feel like I'm giving other people life. Sometimes I can get on people's nerves with the car if I want to. For Sharon and his friends, Tel Aviv is one big stage. Wherever there is a traffic jam or the lights are red, there'll be an impromptu performance. If it only makes one person happy who was sad before, it was worth it. It's like an ambulance. It's noisy and bothers people, but it also saves people's lives. Thank God many people like it. Sharon's role model, Rabbi Nachman, preached about the simplicity of faith. Those who find no reason to be happy, he said, should at least be happy to be a Jew. One should always strive for happiness. Those who are sad diverge from the right path. You worry about providing for yourself or what other people think about you. Instead, I worry about the joy, escaping to happiness. That's when I'm alive. Without happiness, there is no life. Tel Aviv is a city that accepts all types of crazy. Humor is a part of the life philosophy. Spring Hill, the translation of Tel Aviv, was built on sand. Using shells from the beach, the families marked the plots where they would build their first houses in 1909. The city grew quickly. Nazi persecution, the Stalinist threat, and hostilities in Arabic countries made Tel Aviv a refuge for Jews of countless nationalities. As closely as they lived together, the different national groups usually stay amongst themselves. The average age in Israel is 19 years old. Competition and the pressure to perform are high. Those who want to keep up have a personal trainer. Maria Pomeranz charges an hourly rate for making her clients suffer. She trains middle-aged men and women, but also young people getting into shape before they join the army. Maria was not born on Israeli soil. She comes from St. Petersburg and came to Israel like many other Russian Jews after the collapse of the Soviet Union in the early 90s. For her, the most important part of training is believing in yourself.
This lifestyle, physical fitness, healthy eating has to be a free choice. A person can't say they love themselves if they are harming themselves. If someone loves themselves, they also love others.
Maria jokes that during her training, she is Putin and Stalin for her clients. Tel Aviv seems obsessed with body image. Perhaps this has something to do with Israel's location, surrounded by enemies. It's not only young people who keep fit. Life expectancy in Israel is over 80.
I think so many people are sporty and active in Tel Aviv because of this wonderful promenade. You can start your day with some fitness training on the beach or by going into the water. I do it a lot. It's great.
Maria did not have an easy childhood in St. Petersburg. She grew up without a mother, and her father was a violent alcoholic. She was 17 when she arrived in Israel with her 2 suitcases.
I imagined Israel as an exotic place, with palm trees, ocean, sun, and people in revealing clothing. An endless holiday.
The reality was a little different. For the first 10 years, Maria slept on the streets, in bus shelters, and begged.
That was tough. A very painful life of loneliness and poverty. Sometimes I didn't eat for a whole week.
Emaciated down to 45 kilos, Maria was 27 the first time she stepped foot inside a fitness studio. It was an epiphany. From one day to the next, she radically changed her lifestyle. Daily power training, healthy eating, and also self-discipline gave her a new self-confidence. Meanwhile, the dreams she had as a young woman when she came to this country have come true.
I have a business, I am independent, and I am my own master. I earn a lot of money. I give other people love and support, encouragement and strength. That's fulfilling. And I have a wonderful life partner. He is the European Jiu-Jitsu champion. I have a champion because I am one myself.
Maria is ambitious. In a week, she's taking part in a bodybuilding competition. She wants to become a champion of champions. She's training relentlessly. Tel Aviv is a paradise for Oriental cuisine. The Carmel Market is considered one of the best in the city because of its large selection and fresh produce. Restaurant owner Nanushka Shria and her barkeeper Easy shop here every day.
What's that?
It's for kebab.
It's good. I am looking for inspiration, of course. Often I have no plan of what to buy and let myself be seduced.
The foodie scene in Tel Aviv is competitive and demands new ideas. Gourmet chefs are treated like superstars, and restaurants open and close in quick succession.
Wow!
That's a lot. Too much.
Too much money?
We didn't pay attention. I have money, but 700 shekels? It's like buying drugs. We didn't pay attention.
180 euros for a few herbs. At the Carmel Market, money buys the best ingredients in the world. It wasn't always this way. After Israel was founded, many Jews who survived the Holocaust boycotted goods from Europe. The newest trend is vegan. Nanushka's Georgian restaurant has long been one of the most sought after in the city, particularly the fish specialities. But then she decided to ban all animal products from her restaurant.
I became vegan when I realized how horribly the animals are treated. For a long time, you didn't really know. There was no transparency. Today, one knows that one is partly responsible for this suffering. It's no good for anyone serving meat in a restaurant. It would be inhumane.
Taking meat off the menu has done her Georgian restaurant, also called Nanushka, no harm. Today, the Georgians are celebrating Shavuot, the festival of the earth and the harvest. There can be no animal products, so cheese cannot be added to any dishes.
On this day, we thank the earth for everything we have received from it. And yet, it has become tradition for most to serve cheese on this occasion. I have no idea who invented that. That's why we are preparing a lot of dishes that are like cheese, but even tastier than the real thing.
Georgian specialities like chinkali, stuffed with tofu or spinach, rather than the standard mincemeat and cheese. Part of Georgian celebrations, even abroad, is the procession around the neighborhood. In the Neve Tzedek district, almost everyone has a migratory background. Here, no one hides where they come from. Tolerance and joy of experimentation are highly regarded values on Spring Hill. For Nanushka, there is no alternative to the welcoming culture of this city.
Only in Israel can you be Egyptian, Georgian, Russian, and Armenian. Only in Israel. And I am doubly blessed. Here, I can be Georgian as well as Russian. We have a large mixture of exiles from all over the world. It's unbelievable. It is especially like this in Tel Aviv.
One says there are 3 seasons in Israel: summer, winter, and war. High alert in a suburb in Tel Aviv. A rocket has hit an apartment building. 12 dead and 6 injured. Under the wreckage, one expects to find more casualties. Rescuers are looking for people under the rubble. The threat in Israel is ever present, but this time it's just a drill. Young soldiers are being prepared for an emergency situation. All the information comes together in the war room, a multimedia-equipped crisis center 3 stories underground. It has its own air supply, and the vast food deposits can keep the assembled specialists alive for months in an emergency. For 12 years, Security Chief David Aharoni has been in command, handling terror attacks and natural disasters. An early warning system helps him. So as not to disrupt life in the entire city, the security forces have developed a system that can restrict the area of the rocket attack. All the residents receive the alarm over the TV, radio, and computer, but only those living in the affected area are told the attack happened in their neighborhood. There's no need for the rest of the city to interrupt their day. Every June, Tel Aviv celebrates its Love Parade. When it was organized for the first time in 1997, the conservative Jews, Muslims, and Christians were in agreement for once. They were against it. Today, the high-spirited parade attracts revelers from all over the world. The security forces are on high alert. Gatherings like this increase the risk of an attack. A suite on the 11th floor of a beach hotel has been converted into the command center for the police. This is where the information from all the security forces comes together. For David Aharoni, this parade is one of the many events that make up his city. Tel Aviv is a diverse city. Jews, Muslims, and Christians live here. The rich and poor, an extremely colorful mix. We make sure everyone can live together peacefully and that everyone is free to live their life as they want to. A terror alert has been received. Nothing is certain, but 2 terrorists armed with knives are reported to be amongst the celebrating crowds, a Palestinian and an American. David Aharoni joins the search. Despite the many eyes and countless cameras, it is an impossible task to identify the suspected terrorists. They could be anywhere. Two profilers specialized in facial recognition are scanning the crowds. Only last year at a similar event, a 17-year-old girl was stabbed by an Orthodox Jew. There are a lot of dangers at these events, from the inside and outside. There's also a danger from our own people who are opposed to these events. And in between, we have the residents of Tel Aviv. We have to make sure that at least they have the feeling that the city is calm. We will not stop celebrating, and we will not hold this city back. The search for the 2 suspects is fruitless. The designer Doraya Avital Kanchepolsky grew up on the beach. She has found her own way of dealing with the constant threat. She blocks it out, like many living in Tel Aviv.
I don't watch the news. I don't really read the papers, so I can enjoy my life without having to constantly think of the terrible things that are happening around us.
Doraya's studio, like many other artists, is in Jaffa, where there has always been tension between Jews and Arabs. The first settlements date back to 3500 BC. The stories of its alleyways are those of Phoenicians and the Apostle Peter, of sieges by the Crusaders and Napoleon. The conflict between Jews and Muslims has remained, even if Jaffa is relatively peaceful nowadays.
For me, the person is important. I don't care where they come from or what they believe in. I live together with them peacefully. I buy from their shops, I visit their restaurants, just like anywhere else.
There was a time when Israel was getting too restrictive for Doraya, and she followed the call of adventure and continued her studies in Australia. But she soon became homesick and realized that she could live nowhere other than Tel Aviv.
Just like most people here, they think there is always a better place than Israel, that there is always a more beautiful beach.
When she was younger, Doraya was a competitive swimmer. She lives on a sailboat in the harbour. As a lot of her life revolves around the sea, her inspiration often comes from the ocean.
When I was a child, I was scared of fish. I was scared to go into the sea. Nevertheless, they still fascinated me. I always wanted to observe and examine them. Fish are a part of my life, perhaps because I feel like a fish myself.
Even if Tel Aviv sprung from Jaffa and the two have now grown together, they could not be more different. Jaffa is oriental and traditional. Tel Aviv, on the other hand, is young, urban and dynamic. Dorea likes to be in both worlds, but most of all by the beach.
My grandfather always said that all people are equal by the sea. There is no difference between rich and poor on the beach, old or young. The sea doesn't care who you are. Everyone is the same in the sea.
The city is in constant growth. To the 400,000 inhabitants, you can add at least 80,000 dogs. The trend is not slowing. In Tel Aviv, no price is too high for man's best friend. Shabbat is spent on the dog beach. Then there's a fully automated doggy wash from Laika. The classical music accompaniment and conditioning are optional. For dogs that have to stay at home while the owners are at work, Dog TV broadcasts an entertainment program just for canines. But one problem remains, and Adi Bana has the solution. Even dogs need to step outside. He spent his military service time with the Department for Sniffer Dogs, and afterwards he studied law. But Adi did not want to be a lawyer. He tried different jobs, even delivering newspapers. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, and asked myself, what am I good at? Can I do something useful with my life that I also enjoy? Dogs. Adi followed his dream and founded Dogmen. Today, it's a service venture that's all about the dog. Dogmen has 18 employees and 500 dogs in its database, with owners who appreciate individual care. A walk in the park, a visit to the vet, or dog salon, or dog sitting in your flat. Dogmen offers a comprehensive service for around 20 euros an hour. Many clients are high up in the Israeli financial world. The service that we offer is expensive, but for our Israeli clients, money is no object. They just want us to give their dogs the best possible care, and we do that very well.
Okay, so we're talking about signs of aggression. Whenever you see a dog like this is a sign of, hey, listen, I'm not comfortable. If you mess with him, he will bite the shit out of you, okay? And it's a tiny dog, okay? Yeah, exposing teeth. So this is the next phase after this. This is like the last sign you will see before you get bitten, okay? So if you see this thing, it's going to be painful.
A workshop for the risks in the life of a dog walker. The client's body language should be understood.
Go back home if you don't know. Now this dog shows all signs of, hey, do not touch me. I'm not comfortable with you. Now look at him. He's just trying to avoid her. Okay, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. If he were human, he would say to this kid, get away. Get away. Okay? If it's just
Adi is the only one in his company who was born in Israel. Dogmen almost only employs new immigrants. Often they don't find work because they don't yet speak Hebrew.
We understand what he wants, okay?
A job like this helps them become familiar with the country and the city, and doing it on foot. Immigrants have a very good work ethic, and they don't have to speak Hebrew to the dog. The work suits them. It's a win-win situation.
ככה שהעבודה הזאת מתאימה להם וגם לנו, וזה ממש win-win situation.
The job is based on trust. The walkers have access to the dog owner's apartment and are responsible for the animals. The one-eyed pit bull, Moshiko, was considered an aggressive problem dog. But since Eva, who recently arrived from Austria, regularly takes him to the park, he's gentle as a lamb.
First, you have to earn his love and respect. And he is a dog that accepts and needs rules, especially him, especially this type. But then he is a really good friend, a real cuddler.
To prove that the dogs are really having a good time in the park, the carers have to send a picture to the owners via WhatsApp. Adi also gets a copy. Adi has arrived in Ramat HaChayal, the Silicon Valley of Tel Aviv. Israel is a startup nation. Many Israelis received good IT training during their 3 years in the military and find well-paid jobs here. Adi has an appointment with The Time, a think tank for smart living apps. The Time is an incubator for lucrative startups. Under the leadership of Yuri Weinheber, 40 digital companies receive seed funding and training. In one of the laboratories, specialists are tinkering with a device that will supposedly revolutionize the relationship between man and dog. Ogi creates motion profiles. Dogs instinctively hide illnesses so as to not be easy prey for their predators. The device detects changes in their patterns of movement and alerts their owners. This is the device. It fits on every collar, it's light and easy to attach. In Yuri Weinheber's office, Ogi inventor Yoni is showing Adi the early warning device. This analyzes the algorithms of the different phases. The results show patterns: sniffing, scratching, barking, head shaking and resting.
Sniff, itch, bark, shake, head shake, static posture.
Can one detect if a dog is limping? Yes, the system works so that the algorithm learns. We've measured the data from thousands of dogs and filmed them. This is a dog. The algorithm recognizes that the dog is walking. I know a lot of dog owners who only notice an illness when it's advanced, chronic, or even something life-threatening like cancer. I think a device like Ogi could save a lot of lives. There are, of course, financial interests that lie behind Ogi. Dog owners will go to the vet more often. We're happy. In the last year, we've received tens of thousands of orders from vets. I think in a few months, this product will be available in Europe. A chaotic mix of different building styles characterizes the cityscape of Tel Aviv. Hidden within are architectural treasures. In the 1930s, Bauhaus architects who had escaped Nazi Germany erected 4,000 buildings of pure elegance. Today, many are still relatively well preserved and part of the UNESCO World Heritage. For a long time, the centerpiece of the city was Dizengoff Square, a roundabout where 6 roads meet with shady benches and a fountain in the middle. Despite residents' protests, the square was raised several meters and a tunnel system was built underneath for the traffic. For the architect Yael Moria, the concept is outdated.
That was in trend, separating the cars from the pedestrians so the cars could drive faster and ensure people's safety. That was the reason for the separation, but it has created an underworld.
For the neglected square to once again become one of Tel Aviv's urban jewels, Yael Moria wants to lower it again by 5 meters. cars and pedestrians will come together again on the same level. Yael Moria doesn't just want to change the flow of traffic.
It is an attempt to return the feel of the sunset to this place. Twilight is extremely important in Tel Aviv. With the right lighting, I want to bring the sea back to this place.
Yael wants to give Tel Aviv residents the feeling that they are in a shared living room. Her biggest challenge is that there is no common cultural history here.
Tel Aviv is ugly, in a beautiful way. The ugliness is a part of the beauty. When we meet in the town building department and discuss projects, we always use examples from Paris, Brussels, or London. They are always from somewhere else. I don't think that we have a clear identity. But it is exactly this lack of identity that makes Tel Aviv what it is.
Dealing with everyday terror is mirrored in the city's graffiti. One of the stars of the urban art scene is Dedin, an urban tourist, as he calls himself. Like many street artists, he wishes to remain anonymous, as his art is on the edge of the law. In many ways, my art is an escape. It's like therapy that my body and my brain have created to offload all the tension. Dede has a nickname in the graffiti scene, Band-Aid. It's his tag and can be found throughout the city on different walls and signs. It feels like a very Israeli sign. It symbolizes a problem and temporary solution. You just put a plaster on it and pretend the problem will go away. Dede's art focuses on identity and alienation, isolation and escape from the world. Nowadays, his work is shown internationally and the city commissions pieces from him. In his studio in the Florentine area, he is sketching a new picture for his series of animals made from wood. They are a way to bring you to a different place. Sometimes, alongside the wood, you can see houses and whole cities in the animals, like a mobile city that can fly away and land somewhere else. 2 rams are also part of the artwork. They represent the conflict between Israelis and the Arabs. The title, The Promised Land. Dede grew up in Tel Aviv and knows every corner of the city. This is a great place to make art. Lots of walls and urban corners are an inspiration. Every part of town, every street is different. The walls have character. The artist is often inspired by events. He drew the gluttonous jaws of terror onto the Dolphinarium, a disco that was destroyed in the 2001 attack. Salt, wind and rain have worn away the colors. This transience represents the transience of life. You have to do everything immediately, today, because we won't be here tomorrow. Just yesterday, there were 3 attacks with 2 casualties. Life, especially in this country, drives you to enjoy every day. You don't know where you'll be tomorrow. Sometimes people call me, and I don't even notice. I'm in my own world. I just keep working. It's like meditating. It clears my head. The birds symbolize freedom. They can be somewhere else in an instant. They can fly away. They're migratory birds. One day they're in the south, and the next day they're suddenly in the north in a different country. Or at least that's what one thinks. Constant sunshine and a booming economy ensure that Tel Aviv remains a popular immigration goal. Its inhabitants live in a bubble where life is pulsing. Late in the evening, the moment has finally arrived. The champion of champions in bodybuilding is to be chosen. The long waiting period before the performance is grueling. Maria hasn't eaten for days, not even drunk water in the last few hours, so that she looks good.
It's very stressful to take that first step into the direction of the stage and stand in front of everyone in a tiny bikini. I am judged, who I am and how I am, but I think I will win this year.
And she does. Maria becomes the champion of the champions. It's not just the white nights in June that go into the early morning. The 24-hour city is considered the hippest in the Near East. It may have something to do with the omnipresent threat that makes the here and now so important for its inhabitants. At vegan Georgian restaurant Nanushka, there is dancing on the tables every night. Why is it important to celebrate life?
Because life is full of worries, very short, and death is always at your door. That's why you always have to celebrate life, as if every day were the very first of your life.
לחגוג אותם כאילו זה היום הראשון של החיים שלך.